I know that last video was quite long. I promise this one will go quickly. We're going to figure out the points on the unit circle and then evaluate the sine, cosine, and tangent. Remember, with the unit circle, sine is your y coordinate, cosine is your x coordinate, and tangent is y over x. Starting off with an easy one over at pi, the point on the unit circle is -1, 0. So we'll fill that in the spot where it says point. Sine of pi is the y coordinate, cosine is the x coordinate, tangent is y over x, 0 divided by -1 is 0. Negative pi over 4. So we go halfway into the fourth quadrant, and that would be our x value is positive and the y value is negative. If you want to write that where it says point, go ahead. I like writing it on the circle, obviously. Sine is the y coordinate, -√2 over 2. Cosine is the x coordinate, +√2 over 2. And tangent is the ratio of those. If you take -√2 over 2 and divide it by itself, or the positive version of itself, you will get -1. Pi over 3. Remember, that's up at 60 degrees. The ordered pair for that one is 1/2 √3 over 2. Here's how I remember which one's which for pi over 6 and pi over 3. The x value up at pi over 3 is smaller than the y value, and 1/2 is smaller than √3 over 2, so maybe that'll help you out. Sine is our y coordinate, cosine is our x coordinate, and tangent is y divided by x, or times the reciprocal. So those 2's cancel and we're left with the square root of 3 for our tangent. We're supposed to find two values for theta where the sine of theta is -1/2. Sine is our y coordinate, so thinking about our unit circle, our y coordinates are negative in the third and fourth quadrants. This is saying between 0 and -2 pi. But I know they're between 0 and -pi because they're in the third and fourth quadrants. So I've narrowed that down a little bit because sine is our y value, and I know the y value closer to the x-axis is 1/2. In this case, our first theta value is -pi over 6. That is the angle that is closer to the x-axis. So that's the angle that gives us a sine of 1/2. Depending on the quadrant, it could be negative. In our case, it is. Over in the third quadrant, again, I want to be closer to the x-axis. So that value, my second value that makes this true, is -5 pi over 6. I am pi over 6 units away from the x-axis. So you can think about taking pi and subtracting pi over 6. 6 pi over 6 minus pi over 6 gives you that 5 pi over 6 value that I got for our second theta option. Doing that again, tangent of theta is -1. We just saw where tangent of theta is -1, and that occurs when sine equals cosine, or they're opposites of each other, and that's at pi over 4, or multiples of pi over 4. So thinking about our unit circle, again, we're between 0 and -2 pi, so we're rotating in the negative direction. In the fourth quadrant, the sine and cosine are opposites. At pi over 4, we have √2 over 2, -√2 over 2, so that will give me a tangent value of -1. In the third quadrant, sine and cosine are the same, so that would give me a tangent value of +1. So I need to rotate all the way back to the second quadrant to get where they're opposite signs again. This time my cosine is negative and my sine is positive. That second theta value would be -5 pi over 4. Again, thinking about those patterns and counting, we're at 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4. I know this is brand new to you. I know brand new material can tend to be challenging, so please let me know what questions you have. Attempt these to the best of your ability. You've got that unit circle generated for you. You may use it for now, but know that it will need to be memorized at some point in the very near future.